floor, and we're in the front room where it's kind of hot. I just moved in from the back where it was cooler. I did a little bit more stitching on this particular apron, and I'll show you in a moment. I'm adding a couple of things. So, you know, if you're new to the channel, we create with all recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies. And it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And if you're coming back to the channel, thank you so much for coming back. You know, we were working on the chakra meditation utility apron, and we're coming back to it. But I've jumped over to this one because I really want to get this one complete. And then we'll go back to that one, and we'll do that. We'll probably be doing that next. We're on the indigo color, which is the third eye for the meditation. And then the violet. Oh no, we actually finished those two. So we're going to be coming back to it because we need to tidy it up, and we'll see if there's any other meditation colors that we can, well, the crown chakra is one that we can maybe elaborate on a little bit, adding maybe some yellow to the violet, because a lot of times you'll see that in with that meditation color. But with this today, I'm going to move the camera up here, so hopefully I don't lose you. I set up this piece here, and hopefully you can see it. Okay. So, yeah, I'll have to put the camera down. So what I just want to explain to you before we put the camera down. So this pocket is a pocket I want to add to the polar bear themed Japanese utility apron. And I've come up with a name for this too. So let me put the camera down like this. So you're not going to see me on camera, but you're going to see, this way I can show you different parts, because we're going to paint this part today based on the theme that I've come up with. There we go. Based on the theme that I've come up with. So we've got the bear, and what I sewed under the bear, okay, is, if you can see, this piece, I'll just move it up, is a piece of fabric. Now the piece of fabric is a very important part of this project, because this fabric that the bear is standing on, you see it? It's daisies, and so it's a floral design. So very different from what you would be expecting a polar bear to be standing on, right? The reason is, and then we have all of these coming down. These are coming down. I'm loving this piece more and more. So, so this is all based on the message that I want to convey, is that this polar bear, the polar bears are in, their habitat is melting, and it's changing. Some of the bears are not making it. The scientists are trying to figure out how to help the bears to adapt to a changing environment. Okay, so we've got that. Now over here, for the moment, I'm not sewing it on yet because I have to try the apron on to see exactly where this pocket is going to go, but I'm thinking over here. So with that said, I've come up with, let me just put this up for a second. I've come up with a name for this piece, and it's called The Night Has Fallen. I know this sounds so cliche, but you're going to see why I'm naming it that. So I wanted to paint. Now I've got this on plastic because I don't want to get my rug really too messed up, okay? So I have my paint brushes, and I'm just going to move up here. So I am going to have to get a table at some point, like a big table to work on, but this is fine. So with the acrylic, okay, you can paint fabric, especially if you're doing art wear. Okay, now I felt like I wanted to put more patches on here, really did. And I grabbed this thinking maybe I can use this like circular for sun and put that up there. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do that because now it's getting too busy. So all I want to do at this point is take some different color like this, light blue, different color, all different colors actually. Not this one because it will not show. Is that charcoal? Pavement. That's a more of a pavement, and that's what it says, pavement. So like a tar gray. So it's a gray. But I want to take the brighter colors and I want to paint simply stars. That's all I'm going to paint, or stars. And I need to be really careful, so I'm going to be right back. If you stay with me, I'm going to get something to put these to stand in, because a tray, because they will, believe me, I've had this happen before, they do fall. So I will get that tray. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. It is not the tray I wanted, but that's okay. It's at least something that's going to hold these paints in place so they don't fall on the floor and get all over the place. So there we go. So now I'm shaking these. I'm going to open each one because I kind of divert from each color to the next color. But yes, you can definitely, let me get it up here a little so you can see. Yeah, see it more like that. There we go. You'll be able to see. So I'm just going to start painting, thinking I'm painting the top part. And what could happen is that I end up painting the stars all around. So night has fallen is, so we're going to have the stars, and I'm going to try different size here. And I'm feeling like I want at least a little bit. And I'm going to put the water in the tray too. And so everything's there. So I'm going to get I got a few different paintbrushes, but I'm going to start with bright blue. It doesn't mean I'm going to use all of these colors, but I want to, and see how this goes. So the plastic that I've got this set on is kind of a little bumpy, but that's okay. It's just a cover to a bin, but it works really good. So now, as I was saying earlier in one of my other videos today, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, see? So it's light, but the cotton absorbs it. Now, if it was on denim, it would just disappear. But we do have a little bit of a definition. So I'm just going to leave it like that for the moment. And I'm probably going to come back and emphasize it a little bit. Okay, so these are the only colors I have right now. And so yeah, we can mix the red and the blue. Somebody's saying something about purple. I'm not seeing that because the stand is blocking you. But, and you can see how this it's kind of, the fabric kind of absorbs it. But you do 2 or 3 coats like that, and with acrylic it dries very quickly. I'm going to tell you, I think this piece is dynamite. I really, really like it at this point. I really, really, really like it. And maybe the stars need to be a little bigger, but I knew there was something missing. And what I typically would put above the polar bear is something like sun, mountains, snow. But you know what? Seriously, that is not happening in their environment. And as artists, artists are the messengers and the interpreters of what's going on, of the truth around us. Artists are the ones who will come out, and people will stand there in shock looking at some of the installations because they're like, oh no, that's not, like, why did they do that? And the artist is just simply trying to, wake people up. So I'm gonna make some orange, and I'm just gonna let those be. I probably have to try to get some more different color acrylics. I had tons of this, and I think I accidentally gave a whole bunch of my acrylics, not accidentally, but in the move, while I was moving, I gave them away to the thrift shop. And I mean, so somebody got some good use out of them, but I had lots and lots and lots of them. And I think I kept the ones that I was going to throw away. So I probably shouldn't have given that many away because I'm always painting, right? Okay. So yeah, this is called The Night Has Fallen. And because it's here, okay? The climate change for our beautiful polar bears, Arctic bears, Arctic seals, Arctic hares, Arctic owls, Arctic foxes. The climate change is here. And they are now having to figure out how to adapt, how to find their food, how to endure the heat, because the polar bear has many layers of fur. I mean, they are just made for sub-zero weather, period, right? They're made for it. So they're estimating, as you know, that we may lose about 2/3 of the population of the polar bear species, okay? So I'm painting over here. I'm trying, actually with the orange, I'm trying to make it a little bigger. I wish I had yellow. I'm gonna go in the back and see if I have yellow, because I want these to be represented as stars. But the reason the stars are not all yellow is just because everything is changing, and as the atmosphere and the sky changes, and our perception may change too of these. So I'm liking the way this is coming out, and so I'm gonna get yellow because I want yellow here and here and here, and I'm gonna see. Well, we'll see. I don't think the paints are any good, but let me see what I do have left there. Okay, so I do have a yellow, but I'm not sure, and I have some purples, and I have this dark blue. These would be the exact colors I would like to add now for the stores, but this is the problem. These are not good, so I'm going to open them up and see if I add any water, if it will make any kind of a difference at all. So I'm going to bring this up here. And I do have some, I do have some yellow in there, and that's probably all I really need, to be honest. So let's see. Yeah, I don't need much. So let's see. I would like it over up here. I would like it here for the emphasis and to make these other colors pop. Now, the acrylic is sinking into a little bit into the fabric, but not too bad, because guess what? There's not that many layers. This is a light, medium weight woven cotton, and I think it's mixed with maybe an acrylic or polyester. It's not pure cotton. It's lovely though. And okay, so I think right here, yeah. And I'm trying to get over here. I was, like I said, I was going to put mountains, not difficult to make, a little stream, you know, and I'm like, no, because all of that's going away, the ice, the snow, that is not truly representative at this point. It's just not. Okay. That's a lovely. So I'm going to put some yellow over here. And this one I might make just a little smaller. That you make different sizes, and that kind of gives it, I don't know, gives it a little depth. I'm not I would like to learn that. I did learn a little bit about the dimensions, okay? But I'm not, not an expert in that at all. But I do know that the different sizes will keep your eye moving. Okay, there. So, I like that. Well, let's try, I would like a dark purple. Now this is the purple, and let's see what this looks like inside. So I'm happy I did look for the yellow. I did get that yellow. And so this purple will kind of be it for the moment. And then what I'm going to do, then we'll do the fabrics. I'll show you the fabrics while it's drying, because the fabric right here, you see this right here? If you can see it, it's a pretty, you know, the floral I was showing you a few minutes ago. He's standing on flowers instead of an iceberg or a mountain. So what I want to do is kind of have those coming down too, like these strips here. That's what I want to add there in the midst of those. And, you know, the petals falling, the stars, you know, all of that is telling a story. And, let's see here. Yeah, this is not, I gotta add a little water to this with the brush there. See if we can get that. Use this, this a little bit, okay. This is gonna fall, so look at that, that's dried paint. I'm gonna put that in the box. So it's good to have a little paint box. Okay, so put that over there. Now I feel like I want to move outside the boundary a bit. So I'm gonna put this purple over here. know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. That's good. I gotta get a little more water in here. I should just pour it in, but I'm doing that just a little bit at a time. I don't want to flood it. So we're going to make this star. This is very simplistic, but again, it's symbolic. I go more for messages and meanings than I do for the necessarily for technique. I do like to develop the skill and the technique, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to put purple over here, purple star, and I may come back around with these and add, you know, make them a little darker with their colors so they pop. I want to make sure too that they're kind of not uniform, you know, because we automatically make things uniform. We don't even know we're doing it. You know, we just do. Okay, that's lovely. See the purple, I'm gonna put, I love purple, so, yeah, this is going to, we'll put a little one here. Just a little one. I don't have a good surface, you know, because this is bumpy. This is bumpy because I don't have a table to fit this garment, but we'll get there one of these days. We'll get one. So I'm gonna make a small star here too. I'm just kind of moving it on the flat part. There. I mean, this is lovely. Some of them I might want them to be a little faded. Some of them I want to emphasize the color. So I'm going to put one at the top there. So the purple is definitely making it pop. I'm going to hold this up in a minute. Put this up here. I want that to be up here next, kind of just near the edge. You know, I almost did flowers, but I didn't do flowers. I left the flower on the fabric. Oh, like that, he's standing on the flowers, because I didn't want this to be, I don't feel, like there's any reason right now to celebrate, and flowers in that way may convey celebration. So I didn't want to do that. So I'm going to put a few over here. I'm going to get that. Make sure this has a little more. I hope everyone's staying cool today out there, doing your artwork, you know, finding a cool place to work so you're comfortable is super important. Oops, are you guys still there? Okay. I think I accidentally lost you. I don't know where I lost you. Oh, but thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that, I hope you're all there. Are you there? Let me know. It seems like it says live, so it doesn't seem like I lost you, but I must have done something when I turned it around. So I'm not touching it so much, but we'll put it out like that. So in case you missed what I was saying, I was thinking of, I wonder if you saw we'll hold it up at the end again, because I don't know if you saw it or not. I don't know when it glitched or something. But this green would make all of these pop. It would just bring them out. But this is something I'm going to do lastly, because I'm not sure I'm going to do that. So I wanted to stay, how shall I say, I like the vibe that it has. Okay, so with that, I am adding this, the floral fabric mixed in with the dark magenta tea fabric, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I want to add that because that's that message coming up. So I'm just going to do the strips right now. And I like the strips to have that kind of that fray, kind of a fray-y effect. And I'm just gonna, that's all I'm doing right now, is I'm cutting these and I'm just kind of placing them. I'm feeling like this one already is too thick. Okay, I don't want it that thick. And this is actually kind of hard to tear this usually because it's going against the grain. So this one I'm going to just cut and use one or two strips of this. Yeah. When I tore that, I thought that it was probably okay, but okay. So I'm gonna put that there. And these I may cut a little bit. And okay, so when you're doing your project, whatever it is, you want to not think so much, but you want to kind of go with your heart. Whatever it is, if you're doing a piece like this, look, if you're doing like a political piece, a piece on humanity, these are very serious topics. I'm not saying that the others are not serious, but I'm saying that as opposed to, let's say, we're just making like a nice, garden or something, but you're making a more serious piece and you're kind of getting stuck and you're not sure, where to go, what to do, go with your vision. Always tap into your vision of what it is you're trying to say, what it is you're trying to convey. So, for me with this one, I'm trying to say, hey, look, these polar bears are going to be living in a flower bed pretty soon. And no pun intended, but that is what's going to be happening. I really, really like this one here, if you can see. It's on the, still here. I don't know, I can't, there it is, right there. See how the floral is against that beautiful fabric right there? That's just lovely. It is just lovely. So I'm liking the floral in with the pieces of the dark magenta, which is the sadness. But I'm liking the floral because it's reality. And I'm probably going to knot, put these in a knot. And, I don't know if I was going to have that over the hem. I didn't think I would, but I might. See, I don't know about that. I hadn't thought that I would have them come down over the hem. I don't think I'm gonna have them come over the hem, and I'm gonna tell you why. When they're right against the hem like that, like this, they're catching your eye to this fabric, okay, and to this fabric. It brings if it goes over the hem, your eye is going past the hem. It's just going past it. So anyway, that, and then I think I'll put some of these up there on the, near the designs there. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is, let's see, I can stitch. I kind of really like where those are. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead. You're all right here. Do you have any questions, anybody? Let me hold this up. See. Oh, I'm glad that you love the informative streams. Thank you so much, baby, for Lifey 3. And Jadija, hi. JT, Moonlight, girl. Okay, I'll put that down. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and stitch these, and then at the end, we will hold it up. Because I hope, put my paints over there. Okay, because I don't have a lot of room here. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have way more room here than I had at my other place. So I'm very appreciative of this. So we do have the windows open today. So if you hear our neighbors, those are our neighbors, and it is super hot today. So everybody, well, not everybody, but I don't have air conditioning, so those are gonna stay open. And oops, I'm trying to get that. I guess I made it larger. I have certain, I don't know if you guys do, but I have certain embroidery needles that I really like to work with. Some of them, I can move really quickly. And so this one, what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna go any farther. You see here? All the way up to where we painted. You see how I'm kind of, these strips right here, the fabrics, you see? They're kind of right in line with the polar bear. And that was not necessarily a conscious decision. Okay, let's get that. And it just kind of happened like that. But because it happened like that, it makes perfect sense anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this back so you can see the strips there. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple little stitches and then tie these, because these, I'm really liking how this, I wasn't sure how this was going to come out, to be honest. I was nervous I wasn't going to be able to figure out a way to emphasize the polar bear, but I did. We emphasized the polar bear, and mission accomplished. Okay, so now we're going to tie a knot here. And I hope everyone's doing well out there today. Are you working on any of your projects and meditation projects? Sashiko stitching, and I think I left I am very sorry about, here, I was going to say I was going to have to go in the back. So, okay. So this, what I've been doing, what I did with these, is I tied these like that. So this right here, I'm just gonna clip it back a tiny bit. From there, that's lovely. That's going to look really much better than I thought. And I'm not going to bring the fabric below the hem. I'm gonna leave it at the hem. Whoop. I'm gonna tie this. And then we're going to hold it up. So these won't take long. This is all in real time. The painting, the cutting of the strips. And like I said, it's not necessarily the designing, because you see these designers, once they figure out what they're making, they kind of just fly through and make their outfit on the machine. And then yes, there are more intricate designs for sure that take a lot more skill, but it's usually the designing that is the longest part of your, and sometimes you can't do it all at once. You do have to come back, you have to let it just kind of sit, and you got to come back, and you'll know, like, you might change your mind the next morning on something, or or you may just love it the way it is and say, that's it. So this, I just want to, that one I almost made the top part almost too short here. There we go. And it is super hot too. I'm kind of dealing with that. Oh, I like the short. Look at that. You see it? Let me turn that. You see it right there? That's cute. Okay, that's a really cute. So we got this one up here. So I like that they're all different. I don't know, I want to say the word asymmetric, but I'm not sure if that's the right. But yeah, it must be because they're definitely not symmetrical, right? So I'm just trying to get a knot in this. I could, so yeah, again, that's my neighbors. All the windows are open. I was going to do this in the back, but it's okay. They're really very nice people. They're very nice people. Okay, so this one, yeah, I want this one down like that a little bit. Okay, so that, there. Okay. And this, so yeah, if you use, this is blended fabric, by the way, this floral, this is blended. And I mean, this is like synthetic, so it's, you know, polyester, synthetic, something like that. And, but we're recycling it. So we're doing something good, and it's getting our message out. It's adding to our art project. It's a lovely, I really like the short. It's almost kind of like an asymmetrical bow. So then I'm moving over here. I got 1, 2, 3, so we've got a few left. And then we'll hold it up, and you can see, yeah, I'm feeling really good about it. And I'm feeling like I might add one more, something, I don't know what it would be missing up there, but there's something, that's what I'm gonna bring. And I can't think of what it is right now, but it's kind of like a feeling of a vibe that there's something else I want with those stars. And I don't know exactly what that is, but I'll figure it out. But that will be it with this particular project. That will be it. And this is a lovely, and then, you know, we go on to accessorize and all of that part of it. I'll show you like at the show time, because that part of it is, I just automatically know I'm going to be kind of going a little bit back and forth on that. And so when we come to the final outfit, then I'll share, and that will probably be right after the show, I'm thinking. So this right here seems a little, see, when you tie them up, then you've got a different measure going on. You have, you can see that. You can anticipate it, and before you even sew it on, you can measure. This one, I can tell you right now, is a little bit longer than I thought. I don't like that, so I'm just going to give that little snip. That's better. And, okay, and so then we have these 3, and then we are almost done. So, okay, this one I might put up here. That's what I'm thinking. And then I may come back over here, or maybe like right there. Yeah, this is pretty good right here. And so this is a lovely. I'm glad I kind of kept coming back to it. It's not that I didn't like what I did, but I felt like it was not complete. And it wasn't. And when something's complete, you know it, okay? You just inherently know that your project is done. But if it's not done, you know that too. You're like, you may not have that answer for the moment. And you may have to really meditate on it and get, what is the vibe you're trying to get? You know, is it vintage? Is it a message? Is it the design? You know, maybe you want to acquire a little bit more skill on the design. I mean, it could be. So you have to figure out what that is. What is that that's missing? Okay, so now we just have this one. And then, I don't know, I'm going to test out later if I want any more of these strips on the upper part. I'm going to pull this down here. On the upper part of this. The other thing is, when you're doing projects like this, whether you are sitting on the floor because you don't have a table, or, you know, whatever it is, or you're you know, you're in a position that it's kind of difficult for weavers, for those who are doing Indian tie weave. A lot of times, they'll be because when I did Indian tie weave, I was standing for long periods, like in the doorway, because that's where I had all the warps and everything in the doorway. And so, you know, you want to try to get as comfortable as you can. It makes a big difference when you are creating. And today, I'm going to tell you, it is super hot, and it is hot in here. So it's going to cool, I know it is, shortly, soon. But for the moment, that's kind of how it is. Okay, so now we had one more over here. And I do want to get that one there, because that's going to be towards the back. So anything that's on the sides here is towards the back. And then we got the front there. So the front, the polar bear is the main event. So if we have the little bows and strips towards the back, that kind of gives the back a little aesthetic. It's carrying the aesthetic towards the back. So in other words, just giving it some consistency. Okay, so we're going to sew this one on. And there. And just a couple little stitches, that's all that really takes. And it's just taking the time to place them where they're going to complement your project. Okay, I'm glad that you like these informative projects. I really, really am. I thank you so much for sharing that. So, okay, what I'm going to do is tie this last one, and then I'm going to put the camera up. I'm going to put it actually up. Put it up here. Okay, now if I can stand up, get this. This is good now. Okay, so with these Japanese utility aprons, you put them on like that. You have to get the loop. I want to put this on because I know I'll probably get paint on me, but it's probably dry. Okay, so this so you see how the floral is kind of just kind of stepping out a little bit from the Aztec, but bringing out the dark red. And then you have the stars kind of bringing out the polar bear. So that's lovely. Now when this has some stitches here, and maybe a couple little patches more, that's going to pop. Totally. Okay, anyway, that's it. But thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate it. And so I think I'm pretty full well with sharing this project. I've got, like I said, a couple little more things to do with this. But thank you for being with me, and I hope I didn't lose you all when that glitched. And I will see you in the next one. If you have any questions, let me know. We'll come back with pretty much the completion of the chakra meditation apron that we were working on. That will be next. And then, well, we have a number of projects, a number of them. We have the little gnome I want to make with you, or at least some needle felted projects. But I have a lot of accessories to be working on, so I could bring you along with me on those. So you have an absolutely beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and light.